Of our newest numbering?
Of our most recent numbering.
Okay.
Technically, this is like the 500th episode.
What?
Yeah. So
100th episode?
This incarnation, the all new, all different NOLAnerdcast. This is our 100th episode.
We've done 100 episodes.
Yeah. Well, technically, Matt and I have done like 500 episodes.
Well,
we renumbered.
You gotta think about it, because
Chris
and I have done essentially one episode a week since September 2011 with the debut of the new 52.
Yep. And this period where we've gone a couple of weeks without doing shows this year is like our most slovenly year yet.
Yep, pretty much.
Because we used to never miss shows. Now this year is just like, eh.
Well, it's Saki's fault for taking me away.
Yay!
Sorry.
That's okay. We love Saki.
Saki this.
Nope. No. Not
Yeah.
at all.
Saki bless. Did you not hear the song?
Speaking of things that throw my schedule up in disarray.
Yeah, what's up?
We're moving.
Hey!
We're moving further into Florida.
Oh, no, that's the wrong way to go.
Yeah, they're now moving to the shaft of Florida, the central shaft of Florida.
The Vans deference.
What is the underneath part? Matt, what is the underneath part of Florida?
Miami.
No, that's the tip.
So it goes.
Yeah, because the panhandle is the balls. And then you have
No, stop. So, all that matters is that Florida is garbage.
Yes.
And it's home.
Except for Orlando. But that's like New Orleans and Louisiana. You can't save a state because of one good city.
Tampa's nice.
Or Austin in Texas.
Hey, Matt, you know who lives in Tampa?
Illinois.
Who lives in Tampa, Chris?
My sister and my nieces.
Who?
My sister and my nieces.
Oh, that means Chris is going to visit you less.
Your best friend's going to be there.
Which one?
The youngest one.
Oh, the one that danced with Caitlin and became her best friend.
Yes, yes.
Sweet. Good times.
Stone-faced.
Weird alert.
So, what do you want to talk about first, buddy? I mean, it's 100 episodes of this run. We did it.
Let's reminisce about the past 99 episodes.
You know what it's time for?
Remember?
It's time to restart at number 1 again.
Time for rebirth.
I believe it.
Remember when
It's like Seinfeld when they did their 100th episode. It wasn't a real episode. It was a clip show.
Yeah.
That would be great.
If I had the foresight to save any clips of our wrong opinions, I would have had them.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But that's like 1,000 hours of audio that I just cannot listen to.
Although that's a good idea for like the videos we have already done that we can still access to cut together things you were horrifically wrong about eventually.
Yes, I would love that.
I would love that too because it's always everything.
Yeah.
Anytime Chris has ever had a strong hate of something that I've recommended and I finally broken him down to try it, he will inevitably go, fuck, I hate you. I like this. You were right again. And I'd just be like, why don't we just skip the middleman and just do what I say from the
really
start?
like a comic book property, we should just not even go to the theater that day.
Yeah.
We might want to make a movie of it.
It's more fun this way.
Oh.
All right, so Matt, you want to talk about some comic news, some comic books?
Yeah, let's talk some comic books, baby.
Okay, well, let me get the news out of the way first. I know I asked your opinion, and I'm going the other way, but
Wow, you should have been ready for this.
I mean, I'm ready. So, hey, buddy. Good
Yes,
news. Every CW show has been renewed except for iZombie.
And we
Son
don't
of a
know
bitch!
But to be fair, they can't renew a show that hasn't had its current season yet.
Yeah,
So we won't know about iZombie until
Calm the fuck down.
it's down.
It's my favorite show they fucking have.
it's fine. All right, it'll probably be renewed.
It's
Probably.
fine. Have you watched more than 3 episodes of The Flash in a row? Because 2 of them will be garbage and 1 will be amazing.
I don't think that's true. I think you're just very bitter.
That's true. That one where Barry's lying to everyone for no reason.
That's all the episodes.
Yeah, there you go. Only sometimes they're well written and you believe it. Preposterous.
So, Chris.
Yes.
So, the fact that all new shows, so we are talking.
Supernatural!
No, that is not a CW.
But that got renewed. So.
All the way through Black Lightning, I'm assuming.
So,
Arrow,
Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Flash, and of course the new one, Black Lightning. So, my question to you, Chris, is have you actually seen Black Lightning yet?
No.
Because you're racist.
Well, more realistically, it's because I gave up watching television.
Right? It's really hard to keep on top of it, especially as it airs. You know what? It's because Hulu stopped airing them.
Yeah.
Once Hulu lost CW, I was like, I guess I'm not watching the shows as they air anymore.
Here's the worst part. You know, as I'm getting older, I'm getting more annoyed because there was a period in about 2006 where I had fucking nothing going on. And if you had told me there were 10 hours of comic book shows a week, I would have been so happy.
Right?
No, it comes out now, and it's like,
It comes out after you have adult responsibilities.
I just don't have the energy for them. And it sucks because, like, I watched the premiere of The Gifted. I would like to keep watching The Gifted. I just don't have the energy to do it.
Yeah.
And then The Flash, love The Flash, can't do it. So I've just given up. I'm just gonna wait, and you know, in like 5 years, I hope they're still around that I can get to them if we haven't descended into a hellscape. Speaking of CW shows, Willa Holland, who was Speedy, is leaving Arrow.
No.
That leaves only 3 of the original cast from the first episode.
Well, all right then.
That's pretty good.
She'll pop back in as like special guest every now and then.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm sure she just wants a break.
Yeah, because everyone has a really strong track record of leaving CW shows and then having a lucrative career afterwards.
It's the Doctor Who curse.
No, you mean the Chris Eccleston curse? Because David Tennant's fucking rocking it. I don't know what you're talking
Had a
about.
rough couple of years.
As is Amy.
To be fair, you're a quality post Doctor Who if you latch on to Netflix, because both David Tennant and Matt Smith have found great success in Netflix shows.
That's true.
Or if you're the chick who played Amy Pond, who is in Guardians of the Galaxy.
But think of like Martha. Like, what's
Who?
Martha do? Martha.
Who?
You remember Martha?
She was in.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you mean Superman and Batman's mom? Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
huge plot point in BVS.
Yeah.
Martha was in Sense8. Not very good luck, but also a Netflix out, so it kind of invalidates it. But
Yeah.
that was a great show, though.
You take the Netflix and Hulu out.
Yeah, I guess it is just Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, and to be fair,
Who's
that's
on
because
Leftovers?
he
That's
quit.
extremely well reviewed.
Yeah, actually, he's got a pretty solid career because of The Leftovers. But he also suffers from crippling depression, so there is that as well.
Is it because of his role in G.I. Joe?
Yes.
He did say he wanted to shoot himself in the face after being G.I. Joe.
Broken. No, literally, G.I. Joe is why he doesn't have a career, though.
Yeah.
More than Doctor Who. Because
Yeah, because he quit Doctor Who to be in G.I. Joe.
Yeah, and then quit being in American film because of G.I. Joe.
Yep.
Like, kind of like how League of Extraordinary Gentlemen stops Sean Connery's career dead in its tracks because he was just like, I don't even understand film anymore. I have no idea what scripts to pick. Everything's crazy. I'm from a different time, and I'm stopping. Because clearly, he turned down The Matrix and then accepted League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
It's like,
That's my favorite story.
I love the stories of the people that gave up lucrative critical roles to pick
Will
up
Smith gave
terrible
up The
ones.
Matrix.
Yeah, Will Smith gave up Matrix to do Wild Wild West.
Oh.
That was a good call.
What, really?
Eh.
Come on, can't you picture Will
No.
Smith going like, I am the one? Oh, hell no.
I know, Will Smith probably would have did really well in The Matrix. Well, he would have played Neo, right? He would have played Morpheus.
No, he would have been Neo.
Oh, okay, then that's cool.
That would have been such a different movie.
Oh, yeah, completely different movie.
99. It would have not only been a different movie, but if Will Smith and Lawrence Fishburne had been in a movie together, there's no way those guys don't fuck. Different world. I don't know if you've ever met Lawrence Fishburne.
No, not personally.
Anything solid, but
You mean Larry? I know Larry.
Chris.
also Will Smith is Scientology adjacent. So I would have to assume
Yeah, so there's that.
that Jada Pinkett Smith
They would collide.
and the lady who played Zoe would also, there'd be a little switcheroo going on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're all gay, but on the Kinsey scale, they're not all the way to one side.
And they're also the Wachowski sisters now.
Yes, that happened too.
So, Chris,
Yes.
did you read any comics in the past 2 weeks?
Well, yeah, I did, but I have more news.
Oh, well, hurry up.
All right. Well, I was trying to, and you kept interrupting me.
Yeah. Great.
So, hey, you remember Duke Nukem?
Oh, hold on. I have the best joke for when you say this. Keep going.
So we found our cinematic Duke Nukem, and his name is John Cena.
Which is perfect because no one's going to see that movie.
Who could? Who could care?
I mean,
Okay.
the reviews write itself. It's John Cena. You can't see him in Duke Nukem because no one saw him.
What? Okay, here's my thing: is the off like the random way I get excited about this movie, because I do think he's good casting. It's just it's going to be the exact opposite of what a Duke Nukem movie should be.
Well, yeah, here's my thing: is that he looks exactly like Duke Nukem.
Yeah, he's proper.
Yeah,
The thing is, old school fucking attitude era John Cena needs to show up to play that character, and it needs to be R because it's fucking Duke Nukem.
It's gonna be a PG-13.
Exactly.
One usage of the word fuck.
Duke Nukem will be neutered in every possible way.
And everyone's going to hate it.
The children with cancer that John Cena has to go
help.
visit
Yeah.
the next day.
It'll be like Doom.
Hey, but the Doom had The Rock, so therefore it was already a bestseller.
Yeah, it's true. Hulu's passed on the Lock and Key TV show. That thing is a fucking nomad. FX dropped the animated Deadpool show with Donald Glover, and that's just another nomad. We got some information on Captain Marvel, the next Marvel Cinematic Universe film. It's going to be set in the 90s. It's going to have characters like Ronan and Coulson hanging around.
That's cool.
So that's kind of an interesting way to bring back Ronan from his one-and-done appearance.
Yeah.
And Phoenix and New Mutants have been pushed back to 2019. I got to tell you, my confidence in New Mutants, it's plummeting.
Yeah, what I heard is that they are like it was a horror movie, and then they told them not to do a horror movie. They told them to do a YA movie, and that this
It's a shame.
This round of reshoots is to put it back as a horror movie.
And aren't they doing like 50% new scenes? Did I not? Did you hear that?
Because they told him to turn it into a YA movie, which he's also good at.
And they're also adding, I believe, Warlock to it.
Is that who Antonio Banderas is playing? Because he got added to the cast.
Oh, I have no idea. That's just the rumor I read somewhere.
Here's the thing that I'll never get over is that one of the original plans that fell through was that John Hamm was playing Mr. Sinister.
That's an interesting Sinister.
And if you've seen dramatic John Hamm, that actually is really killer. He's always had a superhero face. I've always been like, why isn't he being used as like the Punisher or something? Because he's always looked like everybody that somebody draws.
Or Batman.
Yeah, no, he's obviously Batman. He was Batman and Mad Men, though.
Yeah. He can still be Batman.
Well, I wanted him instead of Ben Affleck. I don't know why they didn't fucking pay him, Tim. Like, he's perfect. Anyway, for the 45-year-old Batman. Anyway.
Yeah. And finally, nothing big. The Fantastic Four are returning to comics with Dan Slott and Sarah Pichelli. Whatever. Nothing big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
Chris, you're
just
forgetting the biggest news.
of the Brad Bird Fantastic Four movie that we all know is going to happen now.
Oh yeah.
What's that, Matt?
Is that now that Disney and Marvel got their way and bought out Fox, they started teasing the return of the Fantastic Four to comics.
Yes.
Fantastic Four is coming back because Marvel got their way, and they're like, okay, these people exist again, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I miss something? I just said that.
Yeah. Well, not me, but Doug did, and I'm like, that's gonna happen.
I approve of Doug.
You should.
Brad Bird Fantastic Four movie. Count on it.
Incredibles 2?
It's the Incredibles.
He gets to do Incredibles too because he's about to do Fantastic Four.
All right. So, Chris.
Yeah, what up?
We didn't have a show last week.
No.
Which is a shame because there were so many good comics last week.
You practically begged me to be able to talk about these books this week, and I am here to oblige your wish.
Well, we don't have to talk long about them,
No.
but my goodness.
My goodness. So let's
first
start with...
off, Daredevil 600.
Holy crap, this was awesome.
The end of the Mayor Fisk storyline. And at the end, Wilson Fisk is no longer mayor of New York. Someone else is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is it Matt?
Can you spoil it?
Well, it is a week old.
It's Daredevil. It's absolutely Daredevil.
Yeah.
No, it's Spider-Man.
Because Wilson Fisk hired Matt Murdock to be his deputy mayor. And so when Wilson Fisk gets taken down by the hand, like during a press conference, gunned down with arrows, dropped.
Magic arrows.
And as Daredevil's being arrested for being a vigilante, he hears that, oh, I guess Matt Murdock's in charge now.
So he's in jail? Hearing the mayor?
Yep.
Only Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Also, Chris.
Yes.
I absolutely love the fight between Muse and Blind Spot in this issue.
Oh my God! Right? It's kind of a bummer about Muse because I think he was really kind of fascinating, but his story ended in the only way I think it could have.
Do you really think he's gone?
Don't know.
I feel like his motivation and his speech would be really appreciated by Doug and Josh about his whole art thing. How everything he does is art. I just feel like you guys, your creative sides.
I know when I kill people, it's art.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Doomsday Clock number 4?
No. I mean, go.
Right.
Very briefly, we finally have the origin of the new Rorschach.
Wait, Doug. We're not going to spoil it. All we'll say is it is the origin of the new Rorschach. This whole issue.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
it.
because I haven't gotten to 4 yet. I read the first 3.
Okay. Well, it's real good. The origin works really well. It's almost a better Before Watchmen than the Before Watchmen series was.
It's an after Watchmen.
Here's my thing is I think it's better because I refused to read Before Watchmen and I was insanely into reading this. As far as like I went after it. So I don't know what the difference is in my little weird mind, but there's a difference between the two things.
Before Watchmen was very odd.
Chris, real quick.
Yeah.
Because the people in chat don't know this, we have had a wonderful addition to the family.
A litter of Sakis.
Saki has given birth to a litter of Sakis. We've got Sakis for days.
I think we just jumped the sock.
Well, the question is, no one has actually asked me why we now have so many Sakis.
Is it because you're going to start doing weird voices like Jeff Dunham?
No, God, no. No.
Yeah.
No, Saki.
Work on your new voices.
Thank God. Hopefully it is a new voice. Ugh.
Yay!
No, we are going to PAX East, and we are going to be giving out Sakis as special prizes. They're going to be our awards. Like how people go at E3 and be like, game of the show. We're going to give out Sakis.
I'm really upset with you right now, Matt, for not having a Yamcha Saki, which would be the exact meaning point.
We tried, but first of all, I would never give away the Yamcha Saki.
You have to keep it.
Like, he just went with garbage Sakis.
Wait, Matt.
Yes.
I just realized we didn't talk about the most important news of like the last 2 weeks.
What?
The Yamcha Dojin manga.
Yes, it's real.
About the guy being reincarnated as Yamcha and living in Dragon Ball is coming to America this fall.
Yeah, Yamcha has become so good. So there was a fan manga about what would happen if he died in the real world and got reincarnated as Yamcha at the beginning of Dragon Ball and used his knowledge of the series to make Yamcha the greatest fighter in the world. And he beats Frieza, he beats Vegeta, he beats everybody because he knows exactly what to do. Like, he's like, oh, shit. When Yamcha did this, it led to all these things happening, and then he never trained hard enough, so I'm not going to do this. And then I'm going to fly to Namek before anyone knows about it and wish on those Dragon Balls and get the Supreme Kai to, like, awaken my power. And it's amazing. It was a 3-issue fan thing, and then it was so well received that they've made it official. It is now canon. And it's coming to America.
I want to point out, I think Yamcha sucks.
Fuck.
But I am buying this comic the instant it's available.
Oh, hold on.
Dodge. That's all I have to say.
That's all.
Wolf Saki Fist.
I'm over it. I'm done. Done. Let's move.
This.
Let's move on.
Please
Wait,
don't do this.
hold on.
Please don't.
No.
Saki training mode.
No.
Not like this.
Raping.
Oh,
Even worse than I thought.
Oh.
Now let's talk about the end of Metal.
Dude. All right, first of all,
Is this
here's a picture of Batman riding a Joker dragon from the Dark Dimension. And then, why not? At one point, everyone becomes White Lanterns again. Remember that, Chris?
So let me ask you a question. You understand what happened?
Nope. But I'll tell you what, it's probably because there was 3-month gaps between each issue. And much like Final Crisis, when I finished reading this, the thing that came to mind is this is Scott Snyder channeling Grant Morrison.
I think so.
This is super high concept, multiversity ridiculousness with Scott Snyder's horror tinge on
it. Of this storyline, how I don't know what it's about even when you explain it to me. and then you don't know what it is even after you read it, but you know you enjoyed yourself.
I will say the best thing about this issue was when the Batman who laughs is kicking Batman's ass, and he's like, you can't beat me because I am you, and I have no rules. And he's like, just fire the damn gun. And he goes, I'm glad he finally said it. It was like, I wasn't talking to you. He fucking teamed up with the actual Joker because neither of them could abide by this abomination. And so you get the very first Batman Joker team up beatdown. And it's probably the most satisfying thing of the entire series.
That was metal, bro. That was so metal.
Actually, every issue has a bunch of hidden metal signs. I gotta find it.
Yeah, I'm
Read it. And
you know what? I'm more appreciative for everything that's leading out of it than I am of it.
Well, we did get this. Guess who's back?
Yay! The best character.
Bruce Campbell.
In a different world, could have been.
Yeah.
There it is. I found the secret metal finger. Deathstroke is throwing it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, okay. That's cool.
Cool.
And Spider-Man, they wouldn't have to try so hard.
No.
And finally, I don't really want to talk about it, but it is a landmark issue. There's only been 3 series by Image that have been gone on this long. Invincible, Walking Dead, and now Saga number 50.
This was a cute issue.
And of course it opens up in just the best way.
Yeah.
Why not?
Saga just kills it every single opening.
I appreciate that they use their opening page to be the most outrageous
Yeah,
thing.
Spawn has actually been going on for a long
Savage
time.
Dragon.
Yeah.
You mean?
I mean, like the
Oh.
new Image.
Yeah, the classy Image.
Yeah, the independent comics Image, not the we quit DC and Marvel and we're making our own comics.
That's the exact same thing.
Chris, do you remember you showed me this? Apparently, recently Rob Liefeld has become self-aware, and he created.
I'm on it.
Oh, you're pulling it up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's great.
Is there a whole
something else when I find it?
Hold on.
create a comic making fun of his own art?
Yes. No. He made some. He created a new character.
Oh my god!
And it's all feet.
Nope.
The beat over.
What does Rob Liefeld draw better than anyone else?
Chris, have you found it?
I'm about to. Page is loading.
Is it pockets? Shoulder pads?
Way too many guns for one person.
Behold the pouch.
Yes! Oh my god!
Chris,
The
talk
pouch.
so it pops up.
This might be my favorite thing he's ever done.
This is the most. This is the most like self-aware Rob Liefeld
like
ever been.
surrounding it with pouches.
It looks like Cable, but with full of pouches.
It's basically Cable.
So Saki doesn't get it. So I'm going to briefly explain. Rob Liefeld is
Show her a picture of Cable.
He created Cable and Deadpool and stuff like that. And all of his characters had way too many pouches and way too many guns. But the joke is that he's finally become self-aware.
Yeah, see, look, this is Cable. This is how Cable used to be.
Yeah.
Pouches everywhere, baby.
Oh my god.
What?
Also, you show her the Tumblr that started everybody making fun of Rob Liefeld. It's like the top 500 or 50 worst Rob Liefeld drawings.
Oh, everyone knows about the Captain America one.
Oh my god,
man.
where he stripped off the shirt and just drew the naked on top of it.
No, the one with the improbable chest.
Yeah,
This
but
guy.
There he is.
Yeah, this Captain America.
That's anatomy, baby.
you can see it in that one, but you have to find the one in the list of worst drawings. That's like number 2 or number 1. And he does a redraw.
This is the actual best.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh god.
The actual proportionate mistake. Oh my god, it's the funniest.
Love it.
Nation.
Oh geez.
Chris,
Yeah, what up?
did you read any books this week that were quite good for you?
There were 2 that really caught my attention. Superman is a continued Bizarro story, so it's all in Bizarro speak, and I just don't care for it. All New Wolverine is kicking off Old Woman Laura,
The very final series.
the final arc. Yeah.
What was that?
That was my computer informing me that my antivirus needs to be updated.
That was your computer informing us that we need sound effects in this show at all fucking
If
times.
I could get a soundboard working, I would. So yeah, this is the end of Laura, as at least as far as this run is concerned.
Refresh me on Laura.
She is X-23, the new Wolverine.
That's what I thought. What she's dying or something?
No, it's just her series is ending.
Her series is ending. This story takes place in the far future,
That have to be. Jeez.
and she's dying. So
Old late Laura, huh? It's crazy.
And the other book of note this week I thought was Batman 44. This is continuing the march to the wedding. Catwoman goes to get her dress by stealing it, and kind of reminisces on their shared history. And
I was so sad because the Catwoman cover was sold out for me, so I had to get the boring Bruce cover. Boo.
That's cool. I got both covers on my digital copy.
Boo.
But no, this whole Batman run's been very nice and very sweet, and kind of what I think Batman needed while Detective was being the big crazy Batman book. So
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff.
I did watch all of Gilmore Girls. It probably would enjoy the shit out of a wedding story for Batman because I'm a big old lesbian. I listened to Tori Amos and Ari DeFranco.
I didn't catch a word you said.
Doesn't matter.
It
Might as well be Chinese.
was.
So, Matt, anything else you want to talk about comics-wise?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I know you want to talk about the big gaming news of the day.
Oh, bruh.
Bruh.
Spider-Man. First of all, September is too stacked of a month already. In the first 2 weeks of September starts on the 4th with Dragon Quest XI coming to America. Now we have September 7th, Spider-Man coming. And then September 14th, you have Tomb Raider Rise of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I feel bad for now because when they announced it, they're like, oh, finally, we've avoided the holiday shopping rush. And we finally, we're in September. That's like the safe zone. We won't be going up against Call of Duty or Fallout this year. And then Spider-Man's like, fuck you. We got you. Because if Tomb Raider had come out the week before, it would have been fine. Because even a week head start is still a week head start before a major game. But you can't come out after Spider-Man. And then you can't go any later because then you're hitting Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Red Dead Redemption. Tomb Raider is doomed to have shitty release dates.
Which is sad because like it's not going to do very well, I don't think. And then everyone's gonna be like, oh, people just don't care about Tomb Raider. And it's like, no, we care. It's just bad timing.
Well, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's 2 Square Enix games in 1 month.
That is correct. However, I don't think Square Enix really counts the Eidos games as like competing with their actual games because they just publish all those games like Deus Ex and Tomb Raider. But yeah, we also got some news, Chris, about marketing deals going down. You know I love the business side of gaming.
No, you don't.
I do, turns out. So it turns out Microsoft is finally stepping their game up because for the most of this gen, Sony has dominated in the marketing deals, whether it's them stealing Mass Effect and Call of Duty from them, getting big deals like Star Wars Battlefront, all those, just the huge marketing is dead. They took Destiny, they just, all these deals that in the mind share of the consumer makes it like more for that system. Whether or not people like us know, but mom and pop go into the store, all the commercials they see is this is on PlayStation, that's on Xbox, so that's what they think. Anyway, Microsoft, now these are all rumors, but they are all rumors based on very credible information, is that Microsoft is getting the marketing rights to Borderlands 3, Cyberpunk 2077, the new Splinter Cell, the new Battlefield, the new Madden, BioWare's Anthem, which we actually already knew that because they were debuted at Microsoft's E3 show. That's usually a dead giveaway. The Division 2 and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Also, those make sense because Rise of the Tomb Raider and Division 1 were with Microsoft. So, and The Witcher was with Microsoft, so Cyberpunk makes sense. Every Splinter Cell ever has been with Microsoft, so that one makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, they're not really like long shots, but it's interesting that they're finally getting all of these big ones back to back to back.
Yeah, but I feel like the Borderlands one's questionable.
They had the rights to Borderlands 1, 2, and prequel.
Other.
Yeah, I don't know. Whether or not that matters, that your mileage may vary, but as someone who enjoys like the business and marketing aspect of things, the way marketing deals go down is always fascinating to me. So, But back to Spider-Man. Oh my God, Chris.
Yes.
What did you think?
I like the September release date a lot. It gets it kind of out of the way of the bigger stuff happening in the fall, like Red Dead, which I think is going to dominate. So everything I've seen looks pretty good so far. Yeah, I feel bad for Tomb Raider most of all. Little bad for Dragon's Quest, just a little.
Yeah, but see, I think at least for Dragon Quest, the crossover between Spider-Man and Tomb Raider, like that Venn diagram of gamers, is a lot closer than JRPG and open world superhero game.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone like me loves both, but Josh, and when you get a chance, go look at some of the footage because
It's
the
cool.
way that they've shown the free roaming open world like web swinging and how you can seamlessly transition to running along buildings. Oh, it's so pretty.
Cool.
Well, the other thing is, like, if you are like you, then you can conceivably get one of the ones where you're in an open world and still want to get your JRPG fix.
Right.
Completely different
Yeah, but
feeling that you want.
yeah.
So you might still buy Dragon Ball, as opposed to, like, it really does feel like Spider-Man or Tomb Raider.
Yeah, no, 100%. Chris and I first said that when we looked at the release date of early September was like, well, sucks for Tomb Raider. Like, that is the third on the list. Like, Tomb Raider has now become I will hopefully pick it up when it's discounted deeply during Black Friday.
Yeah. I don't know,
Which is a shame because Rise of the Tomb Raider was actually quite enjoyable.
Yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider is great, and I wish I had played it instead of Fallout.
And yet here we are.
And yet here we are.
This is the world we live in.
Yeah. Is there any other gaming stuff you want to talk about? You want to talk about what we've been playing?
Yeah, because I have been cracking out for the past 2 weeks on Ni no Kuni 2. I am like 65 hours in, but the problem is that number is so inflated because I will leave the game running so that my kingdom will make money.
Wow.
So I'll be like, because it's perfect. I work from home, so I can actually be working, and then my kingdom will be making a shit ton of money in the meantime, and then I can go ahead and like do a burst of growth for my kingdom and like level up everything without having to actually waste time. But it's really thrown off my in-game clock. I'd say in terms of actual hours of gameplay, I'd say 30.
Okay.
I'm on chapter 6.
Okay.
I haven't started Far Cry 5 yet because I wanted to wait until I was done.
I've been a little bit behind you. I just made it to Greenleaf.
Where's Greenleaf?
It's the technology city. I don't know.
Oh, Broadleaf.
Broadleaf. That's it.
That's literally where I am. I just paused and saved when I reached Broadleaf.
Okay. So I've kind of been going a little faster than you have because I've not really been doing. We play our games differently.
Yeah, I do everything 100%. I don't move on until I've done all the side quests and recruited all the citizens. And
I'll pick them up later. I like a lot of Ni no Kuni. It's I love the new battle system, the Tales of Ni no Kuni.
Yes.
I love the city building and the kingdom building and stuff like that. I'm not really thrilled with the army battles.
I've actually, once I finally started leveling up my team and got a more diverse roster, like once you have a hammer team squad, an arrow squad, a sword squad, and a spear squad, it becomes a lot better.
Yeah, I've noticed it, but I still don't love it. I'm not. It's not my favorite.
The highlight of the game, but I'm happy that I've gotten better at it because you get a lot of good rewards for sticking with it.
Mm-hmm. I think the story is okay so far. I'm not as charmed as I was by the first one. So, but I am about 15 hours in, so I need to put more time. But I got hit by Far Cry 5. The
Far Cry 5 bug?
Well, I've been doing both. I kind of alternate nights on what I play. But my desire to go play Ni no Kuni is less than my desire to keep playing Far Cry.
That's fair. I mean, that is more your style of game.
It is. You know how in previous Far Cry's I told you I'd make up my own story because I couldn't possibly have cared?
Yeah.
This one I actually care about the story a lot. I think the story so far is very interesting. And I've had a lot of fun kind of going through all the missions, even missions I wouldn't have normally done when I play the game.
Interesting.
The only thing, the major issues I would have, I would take kind of issue with. Number one is I think the driving is pretty poor. But I think it's always been poor and it's just not been upgraded, but it's kind of more noticeable this time around because there's a lot of, hunting down trucks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other one is that this game has some weird glitches kind of floating around.
That's just open world gaming, I guess.
Yeah, like people I'm trying to get a quest from will suddenly turn on me.
Hey!
They'll shoot people on the same team for no reason.
Oh.
It's very odd, but they're not game breaking. They're more fun than anything else.
Okay.
So I've put more time in Far Cry than I have in Ni no Kuni. That's probably just going to be the way it's going to be, and while I keep flipping them around. So
yeah, I mean, and we have time. It's like we have 3 more weeks until God of War.
God of War.
1 more week until Yakuza.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, no, those games are gonna wipe out
Yeah.
whatever you were doing.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm playing Neo right now. Neo.
Yeah, you've been playing Neo since like the dawn of time.
Stop playing Neo.
I fucking love it.
We know.
Oh. Oh, it's such a satisfying game. Oh.
Get out of here with your Japanese modes.
Oh, it's so good. The game's great. It's amazing. I wish I would have played it last year, but there were other great games to play.
Well, that's what you might be saying about fucking Tomb Raider next year.
I know, right? Well,
Like, oh man, I wish I played this instead of blah blah blah.
yeah,
blah.
but God of War. Yeah, that's happening.
He's super open.
Oh fuck yeah! I hope God of War has a awesome difficulty level that I can just put to insane. Because after playing Neo, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, I got this game. I need something much more difficult.
You know what I want? I want someone with a good quality of Photoshop skills to make a fake game title called Neo Kuni 2, and it replaces the characters of Ni no Kuni with the samurai from Neo.
Ooh, that would be fun. That would be fun. Or vice versa.
Or just
flip either way.
murderous person in a
cartoon world.
Cartoons.
Oh, I would play that game. I would play that game all night long.
How did I get here?
I will murder all cartoons.
Speaking of cartoons, do you want to continue this top 100 animated series?
Yes, let's finish it up.
Could we?
Okay, we've got 30 to go.
30 to go. Oh man, yeah, we need to.
All right, so let's do it. Let's knock it out.
All right, let's do it.
So we can start on the top 100 video game list.
We're doing that next week,
with
right?
Galaga.
Yeah. Good slagging yourself before we get to it.
Yeah, no problem. I got you. Number 29, Speed Racer from the 60s.
Oh, okay,
God.
Speed Racer.
Yeah,
There's no way it should be that high.
I thought you said
Speed Racer is like one of those. It's one of those things like a band that people always bring up that you're like, yeah, but who cares? I mean, I know it inspired like everything, right? But it also was bad.
It's like Scooby Doo. I
thought he said Steed Racer.
What the hell is Speed Racer?
Get the fuck out. No, it's one of those like where you're like, yeah, no, I get it. The Big Bopper is really important, but like, have you listened to it? Everything it inspired is way better than it.
Yes.
So can we not?
My favorite thing was like when the Wachowski movie came out, they were like, "Oh, people love Speed Racer. Let's release all the DVDs," and no one bought them because they're like, "No, the show sucks."
The show sucked. We all know it sucked. We just didn't know it sucked when we were babies watching it. And then people grow up and they make a really good thing modeled after the thing they remembered, which is wrong because they improved it in their head.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you watch and you go, wait a minute, Thundercats was garbage. It just has a really cool opening.
Yeah. You know what made the Speed Racer movie better? Jeff Goldblum.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That movie.
No, Jeff Goldblum.
No, that movie's perfect. Shut up.
With speed.
Number 28 is number 28 is home movies.
I'm actually down with that. I love the story of Coach McGurk. It's my first introduction to your boy Archer, H. John Benjamin.
Yeah, mine as well.
No, actually, I approve of home movies.
He was Coach McGurk, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was.
I didn't like home movies though.
Voice
I didn't care for it.
Oh, well, get the fuck out of here, Chris.
You get the fuck out of here. Number 27 is King of the Hill.
Nope.
I never got King of the Hill.
Never got into it.
First of all, here's my thing. It is a acquired taste. However, it would still be the lowest of all Mike Judge related properties. In my mind.
Yeah.
Like
It's the
Daria
longest
should be
lasting,
higher
though.
than King of the Hill, and Beavis and Butthead on rewatch is just as funny as a fucking grown up.
God,
In a different way.
yeah.
I started realizing the entire town are the stupid characters because they keep trusting the stupidest people you've ever seen with important tasks. And here's a joke
Oh, yeah.
worth the entire show that makes it better than King of the Hill will ever be. At one point, an old lady leaves Beavis and Butthead in charge of her dog and her laundry. They immediately put the dog in the dryer. And Butthead says, I felt bad. It made me sick in my stomach. You know, my human empathy and conscience went, oh, that's not a thing you should do. And then Butthead said, it's a poodle. Set it to delicate. And I laughed my ass off. Realized I wasn't a good person and realized it's still one of the best cartoons ever made.
Ooh. Fantastic.
Moving on.
Number 26 is The Critic.
I love The Critic. The Critic
yeah,
is one of the
why
best.
isn't the
Wait.
critic number 2?
Wait, what do you think about The Critic?
I love
It
The Critic.
stinks.
The only proper response is it stinks.
Oh, yeah,
Stinks.
sure. Oh, that show. Oh, bruh.
I love The Critic. The Critic's kind of a proto-Family Guy with its cutaways.
It beats so many things at so many things.
It beats the fuck out of Family Guy.
It was
I
10
said
years
a proto-Family Guy. Proto.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying it. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's
Yeah, no. If Family Guy's the Sex Pistols, then, you know, the
Critic's
is
the
Iggy
Clash.
Pop. And no, the Clash is clearly the Clerks animated show. Anyway, go on.
okay.
Number 25 is Robot Chicken.
All right. I'm
Way too
down.
high.
Yeah, way too high because that's not really a cartoon show. It's
It
just
doesn't
a-
matter if it's a cartoon show or not. It's like 90% pandering and 10% punchline.
It's Ready Player One, the cartoon show.
Yeah. And like, so it's real good. I've enjoyed it, but it belongs like in the middle of the list
Well,
somewhere.
maybe like 80.
You know, where some of those really great cartoons were that we had to skim past because they were number 150.
Where's
Alex
Cars 2?
Anyway,
Number 24, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
is that
No.
the original?
Fun fact, the only good Scooby-Doo cartoon is Mystery Incorporated. Every other Scooby-Doo fucking sucks.
I don't know. I like the kid one where Fred's always trying to blame
That's
it
the
on
worst.
red herring.
That's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I will say here are your top 3 Scooby-Doos you should watch. Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, Scooby-Doo the 13 Ghost of Scooby-Doo, and the Scooby-Doo movies with the Harlem Globetrotters.
No,
Which
there's
one
a
was
new one now,
13
Chris.
Scooby-Doo?
The Supernatural crossover.
I really, you know what?
I haven't watched
watched
that.
Supernatural in a decade.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You can
And I
always
still
watch
want to
each
watch
one
Scooby-Doo.
episode a season. And it's usually the super meta episode by Ben Edlund, creator of The Tick, which I guarantee you he's responsible for that Scooby-Doo episode. But here's my thing. Like, is 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo the one that's set here?
I don't recall. That's the one where they open a chest and actual ghosts get out.
There is a good cartoon Scooby-Doo movie that I had to watch with my little brother. I thought it was going to be garbage like everything else. And we're watching it, and it's set in New Orleans. Everybody's been separated for years, and they all get called back together like Blues Brothers. Like they put the band back together, right? Scooby and Shaggy have been fired from their customs job for eating all the contraband. When they
I've
get
never
back
heard
into
of
New Orleans, everything's fine. Everything's a Scooby-Doo episode until Fred tries to take the mask off the zombie, and he rips its head off because they're real.
I think I've also seen this, and you're correct. It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's so good.
You're absolutely correct.
So that one, I'm gonna throw whatever that was in there.
Number 23, proving that this list is nonsense, the Transformers, which is super garbage.
I disagree.
How so?
You skip the first 2 seasons of any Transformer show to get to the good part.
Okay, I will say that I watched season
unless
4.
it's Beast Wars.
It's
No,
not
Beast
Beast Wars.
Wars
It's
is actually good
1980
part too.
Transformers.
I'm just saying, Beast Wars is good from go. You don't have to wait 2
But
seasons.
not as good as it will be. Do you understand? Like, it still took 2 seasons, and then all of a sudden it's amazing out of nowhere. Like, you're just like, the writers just figured out they're not going to get a better job, and they have to start writing this job. Like, somewhere in the middle of Transformers, like right before the movie, the guys start actually writing the show, and then post-movie, they start doing really subversive, weird shit for a kid's show. It's still an 80s cartoon, so it's not good, but it's better than all the other shows. Like, when you go back and rewatch Thundercats, Silverhawks, they're progressively down the line, they're worse, right?
What about SWAT Cats?
The Radical
SWAT
Squad.
Cats is actually kind of cool still.
Where is SWAT Cats on this?
I still love dinosaurs and cops, and neither have been mentioned, and I'm offended.
Yeah, hold your breath. We might get cops on the list.
Citizens on patrol.
Yeah. Number 22 is the real Ghostbusters.
Oh, that belongs somewhere.
This is a show that I am absolutely terrified of revisiting because this was my jam.
You should revisit it.
No, because if it's bad, I don't want to know.
It is one of the most creative, like, if you just think about the concepts of episodes when you remember them, like, there was an episode where they go to a town and it's run by vampires, and there's a bunch of the normal people are all imprisoned by the vampire town, right? They figure out everybody's vampires, the sheriff, everybody, and then they go into the town, they get locked in this prison cell with all these humans, and they're like, they figure out a way to escape, they get out, and it turns out all those humans weren't humans at all. They were werewolves. The vampires were keeping them in prison, and then they start fighting. And Egon's like, we need to leave right now. And they get in the car, and Ray's like, why did we have to leave? And he's like, what happens when a vampire bites someone? What happens when a werewolf fights someone? And then it shows them fighting, and like the werewolves start sprouting bat wings, and the vampires start growing fur, and it's the most terrifying fight I've ever watched when I was like 8 years old, right?
Oh, man.
Then there's the one where hell is under a bowling alley. There's the one where when you go into a magician's box, like the disappearing box, and you disappear into it, you end up in Salvador Dali, like limbo. Like there's just melting clocks and weird trippy shit everywhere.
Were these real episodes, people?
These are real episodes.
The show was so bonkers, it sounds real.
It's insane, bonkers show, but it is creative as fuck.
But I'm not going back because I'm too scared to.
You should do it.
What's next, Chris?
21 is the Clone Wars, the Gendy Tartakovsky show.
Oh yeah, the mini series, right?
The mini series with all the shorts. These were gorgeous, and these were eye-opening at a time where the prequel movies were out and they were not super good, and then this came out and it was super great.
Yeah, it's better than all of the prequels combined.
Yeah, I remember when you watched that and it explained why General Grievous was so shitty in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame.
I actually really appreciated that they retconned why the big bad of that movie was so shitty.
It also actually established the brotherly relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan, and made Mace Windu actually do something super badass.
His individual episode where he was on that planet with the giant hammer thing was super great.
Tartakovsky is just, I mean, he's just great.
He's why those Hotel Transylvania movies are actually good and not awful.
He's one of the best animators of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah. Number 20 is Justice League Unlimited.
That was a great show.
This show was amazing.
Yes, it
arc
was.
with Cadmus was so great.
Oh my god, and the best part about that was that the payoff for long-term DC animated fans was amazing because it closed storylines from the 90s Batman animated series, the Superman animated series, Static Shock, Batman Beyond, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited. It wrapped them all up in a bow of amazingness. Oh, so good.
And it gave us the question. It made the question awesome.
Yeah.
What is the question?
Not to mention Nathan Fillion as the Vigilante, which is one of my favorites.
Yes. I actually love that whole episode because Vixen was what's her face from Serenity? Like the whole episode was Serenity voice actors.
Like Vixen, I can't remember exactly.
Wash's wife.
Yeah. Zoe was Vixen.
Yeah, Zoe was Vixen. Mal was Vigilante, and someone else from the show was
Was somebody.
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it.
Number 19 is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero.
Okay.
This show is not so good either. This should be kind of lower. There should be like a moratorium on 80s cartoons.
It was very popular, but it was garbage. It was garbage.
It was garbage. It was just garbage.
I mean, look, here's my thing is also like what I will defend the Transformers on is their movie is actually watchable and like intense and kind of like, oh, I get it. I get why this was good and why they made a movie. When you watch the G.I. Joe movie, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. The G.I. Joe movie's pretty great because it's got Sergeant Slaughter in it.
Look, the good parts of the G.I. Joe movie are exactly Sergeant Slaughter and Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander is amazing. That's the best thing G.I.
Joe
Joe
parts
is.
of that movie are garbage. The extraneous characters are great. Beachhead, as always. Classic. And
the best thing about G.I. Joe was the episode of Community based on it.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, that episode
was
great.
Great where he kills Destro.
Yeah,
but
you're not supposed to kill anybody.
Just shooting the parachute.
Number 18 is DuckTales.
Woo woo.
Okay.
Yeah, this cartoon, this was incredible. This was like Disney's first syndicated TV series.
Yeah, and it's really high quality. I mean, like, it did take most of its plots from movies that had happened, but who cares?
Yeah.
Well, it's so weird because Uncle Scrooge has been around since like the 50s.
Yeah.
It still exists in some way. It's kind of nuts.
And DuckTales is back and kind of great.
Amazing.
Yeah. Like, and I love that they went to a sort of based on the comic strip color palette.
Yeah.
And stripped down style. It's almost like it's the remember when Batman got redesigned and it was just the black bat in the animated series, and
yes.
the utility belt was actually, you know, a utility belt instead of just a yellow belt with weird slots in it. Anyway, and they streamlined the Joker. That's what this new DuckTales feels like. It's like a better way to animate it.
The only thing keeping that show back is the fact that it airs on Disney XD, which I'm eagerly awaiting for Disney to launch their streaming network because I want access to their cartoons.
Yeah. Like it's just like how FXX is keeping me from watching It's Always Sunny and a couple of other really great shows.
Weird
because they dumped it on there to try to sell that channel. And Discovery, Star Trek Discovery's on fucking
CBS
All Access, and I have to pay for that for one TV show.
Right.
But you can also get the Young Sheldon.
Which, by the way, just makes me think of DuckTales. I don't think of like Big Bang Theory. I think of the little annoying duck character that never had.
Number 17 is Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Animaniacs or Tiny Toons?
I prefer Tiny Toons, but that's because as a kid I loved Looney Tunes. So it was like the Muppet Babies of Looney Tunes, and I loved Muppet Babies. So,
and once again, I mean, like Looney Tunes is first. Like Animaniacs is like the second is a progression out of that that particular animation director could do no wrong for like 5 shows in a row.
It's also slightly psychotic
because he went Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Freakazoid.
Yeah,
and like that's enough for a career.
Yeah,
you know. Anyway.
I was more of an Animaniacs person than a Tiny Toons person.
Yeah. I loved both. I want to make that clear. I'm not like on one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely watched them both.
Yeah.
Wheel of Morality.
Yeah.
Turn. I will say this. I liked Animaniacs and I liked Tiny Toons, but I loved Freakazoid.
Yeah, no, Freakazoid had the best of everything. It was amazing.
All right, Chris, we're going to have to pretty much wrap it up at 15.
Okay.
So we'll go there.
All right. Number 16 is the Max.
Oh, the Max.
This seems awfully high.
I don't even remember what that is.
You never saw the Max?
No.
Are you shitting me right now?
No, literally not.
Watch it now. Buy it on CreateSpace Amazon. Watch the whole fucking thing. The Max is a Sam Keith comic book, right? from the dawn of Image. It's one of the 2 or 3 books that actually had, like, that was the level of New Image.
Yeah.
Like, from the beginning. As opposed to, like, most of them, which were visually stunning because it was artists, but they were horribly written. Like, the Max, Sam Keith, so it's kind of weirdly drawn, but it's amazingly well written.
It's probably one of the best comic books about trauma.
And the cartoon on MTV, which was in MTV's Oddities, it was like every other week it showed.
Was it with Aeon Flux?
No, like MTV's Oddities is not Liquid Television. Liquid Television had Aeon Flux. Oddities was like The Head, which is an extremely subversive, dark comedy about a guy who gets an alien that lands in his head.
Oh yeah.
Which is also hysterical
and
very good. However, the Max was an adaptation of Sam Keith's comic book, or at least 1 year of it, because it never went forward. They just ended it. But it replicates every frame from the cartoon brilliantly. Like, there's stuff that Sam Keith does that's very Will Eisner-y, where like the frames work as a part of the action and the storytelling is just amazing in the book. And the cartoon would make that move. Like, they used panels and they mimicked the exact art style and made it come to life. And it's fucking, like, if you haven't seen that show, like, I almost think like it's the Citizen Kane of fucking animated adaptations.
I think it should be like number 5 on this list.
It's one of the best cartoons ever made. And it's only like 12 episodes or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
All right.
And finally for tonight, number 15 is SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh my god!
Really? I've never actually watched like a full episode of that show, but I can appreciate for what it's done to meme culture.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god! It basically just runs meme culture.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's just,
I want to post SpongeBob going right now to that.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, no.
I don't think I've ever seen a full episode either. So.
It came out right when we were too old to watch it.
If SpongeBob is up this high, where was it? Did we already talk about Adventure Time? Was Adventure Time already in this?
Adventure Time didn't exist yet.
Oh, that's right. This is an old list.
Yeah.
It's an old list. Which means SpongeBob was at its height, probably.
That's why, like, Archer's not on this list, and
there's
a lot of stuff that's not on this list that should be on this list. But I think the Max should be much higher.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what's above it.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll continue this next week when you get back in town.
Yep. And I'll have a whole breakdown of like the best games from PAX East, because one of my favorite things about PAX is getting your hands on all these amazing indie games that aren't out yet. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And on a Yamcha sock that you can modify.
I will definitely have a Yamcha sock. Word.
All right, guys.
So next week we'll finish the top 100 anime series. We'll start on the top 100 video games.
Woo woo.
And we'll talk about comics, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
Episode 101.
Yeah, no, episode 1. We're rebooting, baby.
Reboot.
Yes. Oh, does that mean I'm a Nazi now?
Yes.
Is that
Would it make more sense if Josh was?
No.
Why?
No.
Why would that
be a Nazi?
No, Josh is clearly the Cosmic Cube. Have you seen his hair?
That's fair.
Okay, so next week I want everyone to wear pouches and have a knife on them at all times.
Done. Done.
Done.
Oh, we're entering the Dark Age, I see.
Yeah.
No.
Episode 1 next week, guys.
Episode 1, come back next week. Oh no, we're all getting exploded. Bye.
I'll be